A strength a day, be your best every day. Hi, I'm Optimise, founder and director of Strength Optimizer. I aim to help you develop and amplify your strengths so that you can be your best selves and enable greatness in others. Have you ever wondered why you do what you do, why you like certain things, and why you're better at some things than others? And there is a reason. The reason is your strengths. Your strengths are your natural talents, which are developed through years of intentional practice. When you're using your strengths, you're performing at your best. You also feel competent, engaged, energized, and authentic. In this CliftonStrengths series, you will meet 34 individuals with different kinds of backgrounds, professions, and all walks of life. But they all share a common theme. That is, they have been actively and intentionally using their strengths to achieve success, enhance well-being, and enable greatness in others. And here are their CliftonStrengths stories. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Optimise. I'm the founder and director of Strengths Optimizer. Thank you for watching Strengths Optimizer, the CliftonStrengths series. Today, we have Anna Glynn joining us. Anna is a workplace well-being educator and a positive psychology practitioner. Her passion is to help people, teams, and organizations to achieve their goals, drive positive change, and maximize their potential. Thank you for joining us, Anna. And how are you today?
Thank you for having me, and hello everyone. I'm feeling particularly good today. I've just come out of a masterclass that I've run with a real estate group based in New South Wales. So I'm probably quite buzzing at the moment, which is great.
Excellent, excellent. Can definitely feel your enthusiasm and your energy. Thank you. Well, once again, today I know that you're going to share with us one of your top Clifton strengths. And I know that I've also given it away a little bit, in the beginning by introducing you as a workplace well-being educator and a practitioner of positive psychology. Maybe perhaps you can help us unpack a little bit more in terms of the nature of what you do and your work, Anna.
Yes, absolutely. So I run my own practice where I share the principles of positive psychology to help teams and organizations achieve some of their goals. So things like, boosting well-being, making them more resilient, helping them perform at their best, and of course, adding to their bottom line. And I do that through a myriad of ways, including, speaking at events, through workshops and masterclasses, running longer term programs, or through coaching as well.
Yeah. So it sounds like, you have a lot of skills that you can offer to help, again, team and organizations to thrive. And I guess that thriving sometimes can be a word that's a little bit overused. So I'm glad that you unpack it in terms of helping them to achieve their goals and drive some changes. And at the end of the day, to maximize the potential.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, it is. It can be one of those buzzwords where people don't really know what it means. But I think thriving has a number of different outcomes associated with it. But certainly for me, I focus on those things that I mentioned.
Excellent. So Anna, how long have you been running your own business then?
Only since the start of this year. So having completed the Masters of Applied Positive Psychology last year, I made the decision to launch my own practice at the start of this year. So actually in the month of March, which just happened to coincide with the first week of lockdown here in Melbourne, where I'm based.
Well, what a great adventure for you and your business in time like this. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Full of challenges, but it's been a great journey so far.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. So tell us, what do you learn about what you do then, Anna?
Sure. So I guess for me, what I aim to do is really try and shift the mindset of people and organizations from what's kind of the traditional focus or the traditional approach, in workplaces, which is about, correcting what's wrong with us and trying to fix our weaknesses, and moving it more to, building on what's right, or, trying to, focus on our strengths. Because what the science will actually tell us is, by doing that and shifting in that way, we're actually going to achieve all those great outcomes that we're looking for. So really, that's kind of what I love about what I do is, you know, it is trying to offer a different perspective from what, you know, many of us have sort of been brought up with through our working careers.
Yeah, yeah. I like the way you said it, that you know, traditionally the focus tends to be on what's wrong or what's not right. But I guess that, you know, because you're talking about changing people mindset, organization mindset, from focusing from what is wrong to what is right, what would be your suggestions, I guess, that you know, or words for someone who's a little bit skeptical to say that, you know, if I don't focus on what's wrong, then how can I grow and develop?
Absolutely. And I guess when we think about growth and development, we certainly try and think about trying to, you know, fix what is wrong. And it's not about dismissing it. Absolutely not. It's probably more about, you know, focusing, you know, 80% of our time on our strengths and maybe 20% of our time on our weaknesses, and actually looking for opportunities to try and cover for those weaknesses. So that might be actually, you know, crafting our roles so we don't actually have to do certain tasks. It might be actually delegating certain responsibilities, you know, to people that actually have that strength or that skill set, you know, that enables them to perform that task at their best.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. And thank you so much for clarifying for us, because I guess that one of the misconceptions when you use the word positive psychology or focusing on what is right, then immediately people will think about, okay, we're dismissing all the flaws, all the weaknesses, we are sweeping things under the carpet. But as she has put it so succinctly, it's not about that. It's about focusing on investing in time, energy, and efforts on things that are already working and build on that, and that eventually can give us, you know, use the word, a better return on investment.
Absolutely, yes, that's certainly what the you know, the research is telling us.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us, what is one of your top Clifton strengths then, Anna?
Yeah, sure. Well, I guess what's sort of been uncovered through, you know, the numerous, you know, times I've gone through the profiles or the reports is that there always seems to be this consistent strength of woo, this winning over others. So yeah, that's something that I've seen come through, you know, across a number of the profiles that I've completed over the years.
Yeah, Woo, WOO, what a unique name, what a unique strength. And again, for people who are not familiar with this acronym WOO, as Anna said, it means that winning other overs. And according to CliftonStrengths definitions, people who are exceptionally talented in the Woo strengths, they enjoy the challenge of meeting new people and winning them over. They also derive great satisfaction from breaking the ice and making connection with someone. So Anna, to what extent that this definition applies to you?
Yes, I definitely agree with this one. When I first got my report and saw the woo sitting there, you know, I didn't know what it meant, but upon, you know, finding out it was winning over others and reading the definition, it certainly started to make a lot of sense, certainly to me.
Yeah, all right. So how does this Woo strength played up at work then for you?
Good question. I guess woo, it's got a lot of links with extroversion. So for me, you know, I get a lot of energy from being with other people, which is obviously going back to my comment at the start of this session that, you know, having just presented to a group of people, I'm feeling, you know, particularly energetic, as opposed to others who, you know, maybe even more of the introverts, they tend to feel quite drained from those sorts of experiences. So for me, you know, I love meeting new people. I love finding out about them and trying to work out, you know, maybe what are some of the interests that we might share as well.
Yeah, wonderful. And again, you know, sounds like we really derive a lot of energies from meeting people, doing the training. We fit so well in terms of what you do, helping people, helping teams, helping organizations, whether you contribute their best selves or to thrive, and the ability to make that connection and I guess that impart the energy is so critical in what you do.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah. So do you have, I guess that, you know, obviously this is a little bit of stereotype, like, you know, when you are getting into the lift or when you're getting onto the plane, if you can right now, that you tend to spark a conversation with the person who's sitting next to you?
Yes, absolutely. I can be that annoying person that wants to have the chat and upon first glance gives that inviting smile, I guess.
Yeah.
But know my boundaries and know when to stop and leave people alone.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess I definitely feel that because through these conversations, you're making me feel very much, I guess that accepted, and you've been very friendly as well. So that certainly, I guess, that is one of the strong traits for someone who has the strength woo or the woo strength.
Oh, thank you.
That's good. That's good. So, apart from work, in what other areas that you have actually utilized or leveraged your woo strength in?
Well, I think, it applies in both, a professional and a personal context. I sort of have over the years, surrounded myself with lots of people from all walks of life. So that obviously helps me on both, a personal and a professional perspective. But what's also, linked with this trait is also what people like me do when we're not around others. And what tends to happen is that we've got this need to kind of keep finding more information and doing lots of reading, and that's certainly something that I tend to do lots and lots of. So whether it's newspapers or articles or websites or whatever it is, I'm when I'm not around other people, I'm trying to gain more knowledge and information as much as possible.
Yeah, so good. Sounds a learner perhaps is another of your top strengths as well, just having the desire to learn new things.
Yes, I know. Interestingly enough, it doesn't show up a lot in my top strengths. It's probably under those top 5. But a lot of people always comment and say, "Oh, I bet you've got a love of learning in those top ones." So maybe it's through woo, through that curiosity is where that actually stems from.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And then maybe can you give us one example of how the woo strength actually helped you succeed in the past?
Well, I guess, for me, reflecting upon woo, it's something that I do have to use a lot more. And as we know, we have to try and play to our strengths. So for me, that's been, this has showed up in terms of the career direction I've taken. So, prior to undertaking or finding out about this report, I realized quite early on in my career that I needed to be in front of people. And so I was always looking for client facing roles. You never saw me sort of sitting back of house. So I guess that's where it's kind of then led me down, this career path. But I think the other, thing is that now I need to use it in a way that helps me and my business as well. So, how can I attract clients by using this woo strength as well? So, I guess that there's some of the ways it shows up, but certainly I'm very aware that woo is something that can be turned up too much or overused. And very early on in my career, I needed to recognize that not everyone was going to like me. So that's been a big learning as well.
Who don't like you, Anna?
Oh, thank you. I'm sure there's some people out there.
Yeah. And once again, I think you have highlighted again another aspect of playing to our strengths. It's not just about letting our strengths, so to speak, shine at the maximum level in all circumstances or situations. And I use the term dialing up and dialing down a little bit. For people who are watching who may not be familiar with the term dialing up and dialing down, can you explain that a little bit for us, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you've sort of started to talk about, there's this whole concept of, strengths can be overused or underused. And I'm turning my fingers like we would if we are turning up, the volume control on our radios. So there's a suggestion out there that, too much or too little of anything can lead to negative consequences. And that's certainly the same with strengths. It's the Goldilocks principles. We want to use them sort of in the right amount at the right time and in the right situation as well. So we always need to, be mindful of, whether we're using it too much or too little.
Yeah. And I think that that's another key understanding that we need to have. Sometimes when we talk about playing to your strengths, once again, it also has to be guided with the principles of wisdom, of discernment, of able to read, I guess, the circumstances, the situations, or maybe even the people whom you're interacting with. To know that, as I said, to what extent able to dial up my strengths up or down according to the circumstances, so that at the end of the day, it's about building the positive connection, of building the positive relationship with the people whom we work with. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's about reading the situation.
Exactly. Well, I'm afraid that that's all the time that we have for today. Once again, really appreciate you taking the time to share with us your Clifton strengths. And for people who want to engage Anna's expertise in terms of helping people, teams, and organizations to thrive using the latest research in positive psychology, make sure you visit our website at annaglynn.com.au. I repeat that again, it's annaglynn, glyn.com.au. Thank you for watching. My name is Demas. I'm the Director of Strength Optimizers, and we're here to bring out the best in you by activating your strengths. Thank you, everyone. Have an awesome day. Bye.